Hey, Dominic, David VanAssche.
Dominic, pleasure to meet you.
So we're here at Hidden House in downtown Chandler, and tell me about this place. I understand there's some history, and you know, where are we exactly, and like what's the story on this,
so
restaurant?
We're smack dab in the middle of downtown Chandler, right in the historic part. The amount that this part of Chandler has grown the last 5 years has been insane, and we've been involved in all of it. Our first store, the Brickyard, which is 100 yards that way, we've been there for the last 5.5 years. And our owner had the idea to bring this together because what Chandler needed was a fine dining style of spot, and here we are today. We assembled a really nice crew. I've been here since day one. We headhunted some of the best talent from the Valley to put stuff together, and that's what we've produced here.
So what you're saying is that, yeah, for the last 5 years, you guys have been involved in the massive change and movement. I mean, downtown Chandler has a certain reputation, but when you step outside and you look at it, it doesn't match what people think.
No, not even close to it, and that's kind of what we're here to do, is kind of break that that mentality about that.
So the room that we're sitting in now, it looks like you could do like huge parties in here.
Absolutely. Yeah, the total occupancy of this one is 104. You can do huge parties in here. The way we rent it out is in sections. So as you walked through, you saw the 4 sections. Each of those sections are able to be rented out depending on what kind of party you're doing or events, or you can, rent out the whole thing if you want to.
Obviously, this is a really cool layout, how it's broken down. But like, what are some of like the top drinks that like you guys would say you specialize in, that if you were to come here, you got to order that?
So our bar program, and you'll meet this guy later because he's working over at Brickyard. Our bar program was written by Michael Reagan and Bobby Kramer. Michael Reagan is our current beverage director. Bobby Kramer was our beverage director, but he passed away last February. The amount of time that those guys have put into this program for writing the cocktail menu here is absolute insanity. That whole 2.5 years during the construction of this place, those 2 guys are writing out the cocktail programs for this place. Hidden House is known as the classic cocktail program. All of your classics from the 1600s all the way to the early 2000s, what they call modern classics, are represented here, and they're represented in their best forms possible. That's just what we do. That's what we know. Every bartender I have here, every cocktail that goes out is a machine. It's all done the same way. It's all done with the same precision, the same kind of care and love. But that's the way that they've all been taught, and that's the way it's going to be. Because when you've had a drink here, I can also tell you've had it the right way.
You just mentioned he passed away in February?
He did.
Yeah, it sounds like he was a big deal in making this place happen.
He is. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Bobby Kramer, that gentleman on that picture over there, he was the Brickyard's one of their first employees, one of their first managers. He is the reason that cocktail program there still exists. And we'll get into the Brickyard's cocktail program when we get over there. But while his Hidden House is comfortable and this is your home and this is, we want, push the classics on you, Bobby constantly pushed the envelope, constantly inspired people to try new cocktails, new food ideas, and everything else, and always had that smile on his face. Anyone who has ever taken hospitality seriously in regards to libations knows his name. He's won multiple competitions. He's got his own bottle of scotch because there's a scotch company that held a contest, and he won and got to go blend and distill his own scotch in Scotland with a bunch of other bartenders.
Sounds like a true leader in...
He was. He was a Navy medic too. So I mean, there's that whole thing too.
Well, we'll get to talk about his program some more, and that's like a lasting legacy. It sounds like. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that have benefited from his leadership and hard work.
Like I said, he hired me. I just sold my place in Scottsdale, and he was like, "Hey, man, want to just come bartend? Kind of retire?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, sounds good." And
one thing leads to another, right?
One thing leads to another. Here I am, but. Yeah, he passed last February, left behind his wife and his kid, unfortunately, but there's not a day that goes by that you can look at something between this place and that place and not see something that he hasn't influenced.
Right. What are some ways that we or I or the community can help you guys continue to hit your goals and to make this place a continued success? Because obviously you're nailing it, you're kicking, knocking it out of the park.
Just ask questions. We love to answer questions here. When it comes to our food menu or drink menu, we know we put things on there that a lot of people might not know. Just ask questions. We love to answer them. We love to answer what orgeat might be, or any of the other juices or syrups that go into one of the cocktails. We love to explain it to you. We love to explain the history of the syrup or some of the food concepts that we have. we want to make it elevated but approachable. So we want you to ask questions. We want you like, what's achiote? What's a Fresno chili? What's this, that, the other menu? We love talking about it. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to
Sure. It's exciting that you guys can cater to such a wide audience.
Yeah, that's kind of what our obviously when we're making this place, we have to consider what's our crowd going to be, and I'll say it's intentional for Gavin's sake, but we can hit all kinds of crowds here. We can have the people, the newer age money, the hardworking, 20-somethings and 30-somethings. We can have the cowboys and the people in Chandler that have been here for 30-plus years. They can all find an experience here that everyone's going to enjoy and love.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea behind it. That's the whole idea of community, and that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you spending the time to explain the concept and what's going on here, and we can't wait to get it out and share it with everybody.
Yeah, we're excited
Dom,
to be here for you.
yeah.
Thanks so much for everything.
Thank you very much.